Welcome back to Effyew Money. Today's going to be as quick and straightforward as I can make it. Just trying to get a video in before market opens. We're just going to be covering just these simple tools here today: the brush, highlighter, rectangle, all that jazz. If my chart's looking fancy, that's because I've got my RSI gradient candles on. So yeah, let's get to it. Coded over the week. Put version out 2 last night. If you don't have that, go check it out. It shades the candles according to the gradient. But we're not here to talk about indicators. We're here to talk about the brush tool. And let's see. So you've got the brush tool. All right. Hopefully the skipping music won't be too bad. But I had to open the Zoom In application. So let's take a look at the brush tool over here. I'm going to click that. It is a freehand tool that you can just use to color to your heart's content. If you want to draw a little happy face, you can do that. You'll notice mine have an arrow on it. That's because if I double click it, I can change the setting here to normal or arrow. And this one right here is the beginning of it. This is the end of your drawing. You can change the color and the thickness all you want. There is a background option if you really want to get fancy with it. I haven't made much use of that yet, but you know, sky's the limit, right? So let's go ahead and clear that out, move on to the next tool. Alright, so the highlighter tool is a little similar. It's kind of like the paintbrush, but you highlight stuff. It has an inherent opacity and it tends to be a bit thicker. You can change, obviously the color. You can make custom colors if you want. Let's see. Yeah, it seems about it. It's not quite as versatile, but it does its job well. So let's see here. I'll go ahead and undo that. Turn off the highlighter tool with a right click. It was still on over there. Move over to the rectangle. That is a single click and then a second click, and there you have it. Now you can not rotate this one, because there's another tool that you can rotate that is called the rotated rectangle, and that is a left click, and then another left click, and you draw that one at an angle however you want to your heart's content. Let's go to the ellipse tool. You can left click and then draw, it's going to be a straight line, but it will make your second click is going to be a straight line. Now if you want, come on now. All right. Let's try this again. So left click. I'm going to shift click. Here we go. So yeah, if you just move it around like this, it'll be a straight line. But if you hold shift, it will draw a perfect circle for you. Let's see here. All right. Yep. So that's the outline color. That's the background color. We'll make that a contrast so it's easier to see. Let's make the outline a little thicker. I don't know if we can. Yeah, we should be able to. There we go. So yeah, you can highlight stuff. That one's actually, I kind of like that. All right, next tool. Let's go to, this one I get a lot of use out of. This is the path tool. So if you are trying to predict or label where you think the stock is going to go, you can click the path tool. And again, I am using the magnet here to lock on to price action. So if I go here and I click 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 here, this will go on as long as you want it to, right? And then at the end you just double click. And if excuse me, and if you click once and then you're like, oh, this is the end, I don't really want to do it again, but I forgot to double click, just go to the mouse, mouse over that last dot and click once more, and it'll automatically put the arrow on it for you. And I believe the arrow is a setting as well that you can turn on and off. Yeah, I just happen to have mine on. You can change it to dashed lines, dotted lines. You can change the thickness, obviously, down in this menu, just like most other things in the drawing suite. So let's clear that out and move on to the next tool. The curve is useful. if you want to, if you see like a bend in something and you're trying to plot out the rate of change or the slope or something like that, you can pick a point where it is and a point where you think it's going to end up, and then bend this to price action. Or you can let's see, you can put that there and say you think this is going up here, but you want it to incorporate some of this action. Actually, the SPY would be a better example for this right now, although it probably bounced back already yesterday. I haven't looked at it much yet. Let's go to the daily. We'll just get rid of that MACD for now. So say you want, actually we'll go to the 1 hour. Things are getting a little too fancy. We'll go back to the daily. So say you're trying to plot, I don't know if y'all heard that. My breakfast might be here. I was in a bit of a rush this morning. I decided not to cook it. So say you've got a trend line, right, coming up here like a trend median, and you want to plot, maybe a dip where dip might go, because you're thinking SPY is going to crash or something. It's always a hot topic. And I mean, sky's the limit, right? So say you're like running some highs there, or there's a low or something like that. I'm not trying to draw it perfect here. I'm just trying to demonstrate its example. Let me check if that was my breakfast getting delivered. Let's hurry up and finish this so I can get to my breakfast burrito. All right, Polyline. This one I haven't had much use out of. I'm not really sure exactly what kind of situation might warrant it, but if you want it, it is there. And so basically you click once and you draw around an area, so a custom area, right? And then at the end you bring it back to where you started and it will automatically fill everything in. And of course you can change the thickness and the outline and the background and all that good stuff. So it's more like it's a little more customizable than some of the others. The triangle tool, you're gonna go there and there, and now you have a triangle. So that's click, click, click. Same settings as the other ones. You can change the color, all that jazz. And don't forget, you can always lock something after you draw it so that when you click on it, it doesn't drag around. Next one, we covered the rotated rectangle. The arc is similar to the curve, but it is a little more rigid in its use. So I'm going to click here, I'm going to go straight over, and then I'm going to go down. And there you have the arc. And I believe that is it for settings. So yeah, so the background is on for mine, but I have the opacity set to 0. There we go. That's probably what yours is going to look like more when you first draw it. Moving on to the double curve. It's going to be the last one for today. So you've got a curve that goes down and goes up, and this one seems, in my experience, to have a very limited application. It's a freehand tool that tries to be super precise, and but it's still so customizable that it can conform to just about any wave, sign pattern that you want. Maybe you can copy it and clone it if you're trying to predict something. If you think the future price action might mimic at least past price action, but that's really your call. There are a number of uses. They are found over here, and have a good day. Whee! Oh, like, share, subscribe, support. Again, I put out an indicator. It's on TradingView. If you want to take a look at it, you can go to my profile, Effyew Money, on TradingView, and then click on scripts, and you will find it down here. There is a tutorial. There are labeled pictures, stuff like that. It should tell you how everything works, just like that. And it is it's a fun one. The code's there if you want to dig into it. But yeah, I may be doing a live stream later today, but I'll see you when I see you. Have a good one. I'm gonna get it, this burrito.